Yes, we are live. All right. So, YouTube fam, if you're here, do let me know that you're here because we are live and streaming. Okay. So, say hello in the comment section while we connect on another platform. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Do let us know if you can see and hear us. All right. This is our Tuesday live. If you're streaming, please do let us know that you can hear us. If you can hear me, please chat in the comment section. Okay. All right. I hope I can be heard. I hope I can be heard. I hope I can be heard. Please, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section so that we can proceed. Okay, I can hear you and I can see you. Yay! Hi, Faith. Thank you so much for joining me. Please come. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. Let's try and log in to other platforms. We're live. All right. Okay. All right, so we are live on both platforms. I guess that, okay, great, 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 great. We're doing well. All right, so it's Tuesday live, and who is excited to be here for us to talk about this topic, skills that you will need to parent your child in the 21st century and in 2022 especially, yeah? So we're going to be concentrating on just a few skills, right? So while we get on to our stream on Facebook. All right, great. So if you're here and if this is your first time of joining me, let me see you put an emoji right in the comment section. If you're an old joiner, like we say, right? Just put the fire emoji. If you have been here before, this is not your first time. Just roll in the fire emojis right in the comment section. And if this is your first time, just put an emoji that you love a lot. Tell us where you are streaming live from. Let's know where you're streaming live from. Let's know who you are as well. We will be so glad to also meet you, all right? It's meaning that we will start singing for newcomers. I think we'll start doing that, a lot more soon. Okay? All right. Thank you so much again, everybody, for being here. Today we are talking about skills you will need to parent your children in the 21st century, and we're going to just go right in it. It is no longer news that there are some skills that will make your child thrive better than the other ones. And today we are looking at those skills. And hey, I see you, Yaders. I see you guys today. Thank you so much for the following. All right. If you're here and you're listening to me for the first time, just tell me where you are watching me from and tell me that is your first time. Okay. And if you've been listening to me all the while, share the fire emojis. Let's see the fire emojis come and land in here, right? Yes, this is VC, the Intentional Parent Academy. Okay, the parents in the inner circle nickname me VC, and I think I like it. All right, so we're looking at the skills you need to parent your child in 2022. And these skills are the skills that you would need to begin to build on. So my job here is to give you, insights to these skills, and then you would need to build them so that you can have a good parenting journey in this year. I've said over and again that children who are skilled are easy to parent. So for you to have a child who is skilled, you need to be skilled yourself. Before I go on, have you invited someone to watch this stream? Remember, we're on parenting evangelism. We're evangelizing to the whole world, telling you that yes, we can raise our children better and do things a lot more better than we have done them over the years. Tag that friend, share this link, and let's roll. Okay. So, number one skill that you would need to parent a child in 2022 is number one, behavioral management skill. Can somebody help me write that in the comment section? Behavioral management skills. Yes, behavioral management skills. What is behavioral management? All right. Under behavioral management, you have disciplinary skills. You have controlling your emotions, part of it. And then you also have learning, but majorly disciplinary skills and how to manage behavior. One of the things that you would need to actually parent your children differently is how to manage behavior. So a lot of the times we're constantly fighting behavior management because we lack skills on what to do, which is one of the reasons why when our children do things that we would term wrong, we're constantly fighting instead of looking for solution on how to manage this behavior. So behavioral management is one core skill. And one of the core things you must understand in behavioral management is disciplinary management, disciplinary skills. What do you know about how to discipline your child? What do you know about the discipline that works? What exactly do you need to do for you to? Today we were doing a review in level 1A in the inner circle, and we're reviewing my book, Connect to Correct. If you've not read Connect to Correct, you're on a long thing. Trust me, you need to just go and get a copy of Connect Correct. Here it is. You can go and get a copy of Connect Correct anywhere you are, whether on Amazon or in Nigeria. Get a copy and get on it. All right, that's a good way to start your journey. And one of the things that in the review that was said about was on how to understand behaviors when they happen. So a lot of the times when behaviors happen, we are constantly carried away because we do not understand what exactly we're meant to do per time. So we focus. We're constantly focusing on the negatives. So part of behavioral management skills is learning how to focus on the positives rather than focusing on the negative. I was in a session with a parent in level 2, and I said, whatever you focus is what grows. Whatever you focus on is what grows. Somebody help me write that. So part of managing behavior is also to learn how to focus on the positive instead of the negative. So we're constantly in loggerheads with our children because we lack behavioral management skills. And it's one core skill that you need in this year. If you're raising a child, whether a toddler, a teenager, a preteen like I am, or whatever level that your child is. I have just 1 year for the twins to be 13, and I've also raised a teenager before. And one of the things I've also realized is that when you begin to raise, children in different generations, we raised a teenager years ago, and I'm coming to this time, I'm realizing that I cannot even use what I have used years ago to raise, another teenager in 2022. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So it's something that I had to tell myself as I was going through, the seasons on how to update my own knowledge bank. So when parents tell me, oh, I already know it, I've already done this before, I can continually see it's a process. You can't even get to a point on your journey in parenting and you say, I've been there, done that, and I don't need to do any other thing. That's not true. For every time, according to when we're having conversation on the book review yesterday, we're reading Social Intelligence in Level 3, and we were talking about a conversation, and one of the parents actually shared, it was Uchetima, and she actually said, even us after 3 years of being in the academy, we're still learning so much to do. We're still, striving and trying to put a lot together. So when I see parents who are just starting and just say, oh, after 1 year, I've been there, I know it all, I can do anything and all of that. So it's important that we understand that this it's not an end, all right? It is a journey. It is a journey. If you focus on learning more, you're going to grow in learning more. And so while we're having that conversation on behavior, why do children misbehave? And we're able to figure out, share 2 things that makes children misbehave. Children are looking for independence many of the times. They are looking for autonomy. Sometimes also is a power struggle. And if you do not understand why your child is misbehaving, the truth of the matter is that you are never going to be able to solve that problem, because you can't solve a problem that you don't understand. Last week, I was talking about also raising children we don't know. A lot of us are raising children who are more knowledgeable than us. One of the most painful mishap of this season is that we're raising children who are more knowledgeable than we are. So you need to understand that when you're raising a child, you must look at it from the point of knowledge. How much knowledge do I have to be able to manage the behavior of this child? All right. So behavioral management is one of those skills that you must learn to parent a child in 2022. Number two, relationship skills. You know, whenever we talk about relationship skills, we don't even know how much relationship actually makes, or mads whatever it is that we're doing. I see quite a number of, so our team in the academy this year is social intelligence. All right. For those who are going to be asking, no, you can only book a slot to join us in 2023. All right. 2023 session starts December this year. So you can start now and start making. We already have about 10 parents who have already booked slots, for 2023. All right. So one of the things that we're doing is looking at social intelligence. All right. And putting all of that together. Okay. Putting all of that together and teaching our children social intelligence. Now, new researches, it's coming, and there are a lot of things that is being linked. Cancer, many of the things that people are suffering today are being linked to their inability to actually, the neuroscience, the social neuroscience that is actually, in that part of the brain. So one of the things that we are very big on in the academy is teaching children, teaching parents how to connect, and teaching their children how to actually build the skills. Now, I see quite a number of people who think that these skills don't matter. Unfortunately, a lot of the times, hi, Barrister Didi, good to see you here. Unfortunately, a lot of the times, we make this, different, assertion without even thinking through the effect. Now, as common and as little as social intelligence is a big deal. How you relate with your spouse is going to have direct effect on how your children actually are raised. So your relationship skills, your ability to actually do things differently with your spouse, your ability to actually do differently with people around you. I see a lot of people talk about bullying. And when we talk about it, I'm usually very, I smile, because I see a lot of parents who are bullies themselves. So we do not even know how to relate with people. Even the people who are domestic workers, we treat them like they are nobodies in front of our children. We bully them, and then we turn around to ask how our children became bullies. Now, a lot of the times we don't even talk about being a bully is actually lack of relationship skills. Is one of it, all right? So we're raising children who do not even know how to socially interact, which is a problem. Children who are constantly on the phone, pressing one thing or the other, screen time and all of that. I have said over and again that the skills your children will need to thrive is not on the screen. I've said it over and again, put me anywhere, and I will defend it anywhere. Your children need much more than what it is that you're putting them on the screen for to actually be able to survive. So what are your strategies for relationship skills? Now, for relationship skills already, I told you that that's a core for us, social intelligence in the inner circle. So we're big on it. We're teaching it, every day. And this week we're doing the nine different, cores of social intelligence, and we're going to put all of that a video together. That's exclusively for parents in the inner circle. But how can you teach it? You can begin to read, right? Part of what you can do is to begin to teach yourself if you can, all right? And get books and begin to read and even understand what that is about. Number 3, connection skills. Now, relationship skills and connection skills are linked together. Many of us can't even connect with ourselves. So we cannot even connect with our children. So one of the major challenges I have seen in parenting is that connection is a big deal. Now, our parenting is about coercion. Our parenting is about force. Our parenting is about pressure. Our parenting is not about relationship. Because we do not have what it takes to build relationship on all fronts, we're constantly fighting our children. So relationship skills, connection skills, like I said, which is also part of the things, it also goes hand in hand. I've seen quite a number of parents who have come into the inner circle as we speak. And a parent told me, I couldn't connect with my children. I couldn't connect. I couldn't talk to my children. I couldn't have any conversation with my children. It's a problem. A lot of us can't sit and play with our children. There's something wrong with it. So connection skills are a big deal. A lot of us cannot even see. You avoid your children without even knowing. I was having a conversation with Uncle Ben yesterday, my friend, and we're talking about how parents are becoming invasive of their responsibility on connection without even knowing that that's what they are doing. I tell you how. Somewhere in your brain, you're telling yourself, I'm going to run to go and meet my children. Oh, I really, really, really need to be there. And then you come home and the domestic workers have actually taken charge of everything. Everybody have actually gone to sleep and all of that. You breathe a sign of relief somewhere in your mind. Oh, the children have slept. Thank God. But this is you who was actually very enthusiastic, trying to run to go and meet your children away. Now, one of the problems what we have with connection skills is that many of us are not connected to our parents. We were not raised with any kind of relationship. We were not raised with any kind of relationship. So many of us, we hear our parents call today. And the first reaction will be, what is it that mommy wants now? Or, what does it? So you will find out that there's a strain because the focus on parenting in those days was not relationship. So relationship trumps control in parenting. I said that in the book, Connect to Correct. Relationship trumps control in parenting. And if you can understand that relationship trumps control in parenting, then you will understand why you must connect. Now, unfortunately, it's not your fault that you can't connect because your parents also didn't connect with you and you can't understand why you need to roll on the floor with your child. It doesn't make sense to you. You can't understand why you need to play a game with your child. It doesn't make sense to you. So your responsibility, or you assume, is that all I need to do is just to go and make money. It's just to make sure that everything in the home is there because that's what you saw. Now, parenting characteristics are reflective. Reflective. It doesn't matter how much that you do or how much you hated what was done to you. And that's why we say things like, it was done to me, I didn't die, so I'm going to do it to my children, they won't die. It's something in your subconscious that have placed a limitation to you. You get irritated the moment you get home without even knowing that you're irritated. So that's why you start shouting from the door. Why is this thing here? Why is the book not here? Why is this one? Why is this not organized? You don't even know that it's because you lack the ability to connect with your children. It's a big deal. In fact, it's one of the biggest things I've seen in parenting. Now, even parents who have time, in quotes, to sit with their children. Now, I have seen that the problem we have in parenting is not really whether we are availability or not available. One of the biggest problems we have with parenting today is that those who are available do not know what to do with their availability. There's no content. There is no connection. I've seen parents who are stay-at-home moms and stay-at-home dads or do less work, yet they don't have a relationship with their children. Why? Because they don't know what it is that they can give. You can't give what you don't have. And for you to give what you do not have, you need to go and acquire it first before you can give it. So you need to constantly be in a place where you're constantly asking yourself, do I have what it takes to connect with my children? You find that sometimes you tell parents, I remember that when we just started in the level 1, you tell parents, that was in December 1st, you need to, stay and drop it. You say, my children will not drop. I don't know how to do all those things. I can just sit down and do it because you don't have it. There's no foundation to it. None. When you build connection, the tiniest of things will become fun even in your home. And your children would actually strive to please you. Children naturally thrive and want to please their parents. Forget it. Children naturally actually want to please their parents. But many of the times, parents come without any content. So you say this, and what are they saying? They say we should be available. I'm available now. You know nothing about connection. So you're just available. I know some parents who would tell me, I spend 2 hours in a day with my children. So it's not about the number of hours you spend, it's about the content you bring to the table. You can spend 10 minutes. I've said this over and again. I can spend 10 minutes and I will want you that have spent 10 hours with your child. Many of us are watching a movie, we are scrolling through on our phones, and the children are there watching, and you say you're connecting. No, you're not. You're just there. You are available without content and without connection. So you can be there. There's no content. There's no connection. Now that's on connection skills, and then it takes me on to why you can't even connect. Emotional intelligence. That's the next skill that is paramount. That is key for me. Without emotional intelligence, you can't practice intentional parenting. It's not possible. It is not possible. There's no other conversation. All right? There's no other conversation. So emotional intelligence is the bedrock of effective parenting. Emotional intelligence is a bedrock of effective parenting. One of the reasons why you would come home and you are so everywhere and you cannot even do anything relate and all of that is because you're so stressed, you're so angry, you're constantly angry at your children. You're constantly angry at your children. You come from the moment you're driving in, you're angry that everywhere is dirty. You're angry. You are upset. You are upset. And then you start from that door. And because that's also what you have seen your parents practice, it's like normal. It's okay to do it. You make the home so tense that your children hate home. Somebody was telling me that, if your children, leave home, they cry, children cry, don't like them leave home, they are going to cry and all of that, that the children will not, like it, blah, 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 and all of that. If your children leave your home and they are not emotional about leaving home, they are crying that they want to stay back, there's something wrong. That means the home is not as conducive. There are children who want to leave home. They don't want to be there. You have created so much tension that, the only thing the child is thinking of is when you are out. You come in the moment you're coming into the house, everywhere is quiet and you think it's a good thing. Oh, wow. That is you on the journey to killing your parenting relationship. So emotional intelligence is not even something that we can begin to talk about. It's because of lack of emotional intelligence. That's why you can allow your triggers control you. All right. So if you are able to control your emotions, you have a lot of things in perspective. For instance, connection. Sometimes some parents will say, I'm connected. I wanted to do the connection tools. Now I'm having the parents in the I couldn't because it made me angry. There's a lot of lack of control of emotions in the system. Being upset. And then our children, in turn, throw the same tantrums that we do. Do you know that a lot of parents throw tantrums? My friend calls it parenting tantrum. And there's something such as parenting tantrum. You throw a tantrum, a child does something that you sit and find solution. You're throwing a tantrum, you do anything, you just scream, and then when your child repeats the same thing, you ask the child, why the hell must you get angry? Yesterday, I was sharing something about stop asking your children, why are you angry? Why must you be angry? Why are you asking a human being why they must be angry? Anger is a valid emotion. Why do you have a problem with a child showing that he's angry? Are you kidding me? A child is an emotional being. During our review in chapter 2, that's part of what we reviewed in Connect to Correct. A child is an emotional being like you. So while you think that is a big deal for you to own a car, it's a big deal for a child to own a toy car. To them, that their toy car is as big as that their big thing. I was having a conversation with Uncle Ben yesterday, and we're talking about how small things for these children, all right? Small things for these children mean your big things. So why do you think? In fact, you even tell them things like, is it this small toy that is making you upset? Yes. Because that small thing means those big things for the child. And that's how they will learn to manage behaviors. That's how they will learn to manage, all of the things and all of that. What do you ask? Somebody is asking, what do you ask when a child is upset? Don't ask. Validate the fact that the child can be angry. It is okay to be angry. There is nothing wrong. Anger is not a bad thing. There is nothing wrong with anger. Anger is a valid emotion. So valid. So when a child is angry, let them understand that it is okay to be angry. Now, the side is, how do I now manage this anger? Stop shutting your children's emotions down. All in the name of, because that's how they raised us. When we say, who are you to cry? You beat a child, tell them that if you cry, I will beat you again. What's that? We suppress emotion, then we in turn come and complain that why do we have people who are so not empathic in this side of the world. We kill empathy by the things that we do without even knowing it. So we're constantly raising people, to think in a certain way. And then you raise a child in that way, the child just feels, oh, okay, I'm not supposed to be angry. Why is your child not supposed to be angry? All right? So anger is okay to be angry. It is how you manage the anger that is what we're talking about. And how your child will manage the anger will be how you actually rate them, what they are saying, for them to be able to manage that anger in turn. What do they see you do? The first point of emotional coaching when it comes to parenting is modeling. That's the first valid point. Your children are going to learn how to manage their emotions in their environment. How is your own environment managing your own emotions? How is it? That's a question you need to begin to ask. So it's okay for us to blame the children. It's also okay for us to say, hey, they're not doing the things that they need to do. Oh, it's not and all of that. So the child, hits you beat a child like a criminal. The child turns to beat the younger ones. You're beating the child back. How? The child is learning how to react from you on a daily basis. All right? And that's why we have the emotional intelligence class that can help you walk through the journey. That class was announced already. So you can book if you want to be part of that course. You can just put course in the comment section while we keep rolling. We still have 3 more skills to share on. All right? We still have 3 more skills to share on. Okay? Oh, wow. Okay, I don't know what happened to our Facebook community, but I'm sure that Precious is watching. Please help us to check if we're still on Facebook community. While we're there, please tag someone, let someone see you, let someone see that you're here, tag them, share the link with them. And are you getting something from this session? Are you getting something from this session? If you are getting something from this session, let's hear you, okay? Let's hear you. Let's hear you. If you are getting something from this session, let's hear you. Let's see your comment in the comment section. And let's see you say that you have shared the link with somebody who needs to be here. All right. And if you're always an angry parent, all you need to do is to actually begin to work on yourself. Very, very key. You need to begin to work on yourself. And until you work on yourself, the truth remains that nothing will change. It's not a wishful thinking. It's not a wishful thinking. I've been there before. I have been there before where I was thinking that, oh, I'm going to wish it away and then I will be fine and all of that. It's also not a prayer point. It's something that, okay, well, when you pray about it, take action. It's a strategy, thing. You need to actually walk through the ropes. You need to walk through the ropes, okay? I think we're totally cut off on our Facebook community. Oh, okay, we're back. So sorry, Facebook, we're back. So we are back and we're streaming. All right, so it's important that we begin to, we have a little hitch on Facebook, and then we needed to actually work on it. Thank you so much for logging in again. So we were talking about the skills, and I said that you remember to share this link with someone Tag someone who needs to hear this, and then let them be here. Now we're moving on. The next skills you need is spiritual skills. Somebody help me scream it on top of their voices. You need spiritual skills. Hey, today I was having a conversation. A few days ago, I was having a conversation with, a parent. All right. I was having a conversation with a parent. And while in that conversation, I was talking about, how I had to get my children to start in spiritual coaching from a spiritual mentor and all of that, and become serious about it. But I tell you something that happened, something that is very, interesting when we're having that conversation. I asked that parent. I was, encouraging the parent, and I said the truth of the matter is that so many of us have issues understanding spiritual things. A lot of us are confused. That's the truth. A lot of us do not even know. We're not even sure of what it is that we're practicing. We're confused. Right? We're confused about what it is that we're practicing. Where there's a lot of, there's a lot of doubts. I'll tell you why. That's why you can go online and you see somebody, a pastor who tells someone to remove their clothes, they need to bath them and remove their sin. The person will actually remove their clothes and take a bath. That's why you will be in church and somebody will tell you that you need to box devil in church, and you're actually boxing the devil out because the person is your spiritual leader. It's because we don't understand spiritual connectivity. It's a big deal. Something that I've seen, there's a problem. I don't want my children to be bathing naked in front of a pastor because one pastor, has influence or whatever. No, I don't. So I am equipping myself to be able to help equip my children. Whatever it is that you need to do, please do it. Whatever religion that you practice, it doesn't even matter. Take your spirituality seriously so that you understand exactly what you're doing and also be able to teach your children what it is that they are doing. It is very key. It's very important. It's something that we need to become serious about. All right. If you need to, my children are growing. All right. So I needed to do much more than I do not want them to view, spirituality from one angle. All right. So spirituality is broad. It's not what it is that so many of us actually. That's why some of us can actually, come and say, oh, the Bible says we should beat children. So therefore, I'm going to kill my children when they do something wrong. It's lack of spiritual skills. It's lack of being able to discern. It's lack of being able to understand what the scriptures are saying. It is a problem. So deal with it. Very key one. All right. The next thing that you must understand as a parent is stress management skills. I think I saw the stress manager that was when he joined online here. Stress management skills have become so valid in this time because so many parents are so stressed, extremely stressed. Now, the interesting thing is that parents who are able to manage their emotions actually have better stress management capacity. Because emotional intelligence teaches you how to actually once you can manage your emotions, you won't become stressed anymore. In fact, you will stop getting ill frequently. Yeah. So there is actually so much benefit to emotional management. So much. You will see yourself become calmer. Things are, a lot more easier. So a lot of people come to me and say, how do you do it? You're so busy, yet you look so relaxed. Emotional intelligence. Knowing what it is, knowing the war to fight and the war not to fight. Knowing the parenting. See, parenting is not about physical, you trying to be physical with your children, and all of that. No. Knowing what is relevant per time is a core skill that emotional intelligence actually brings to you. So, over and again, I understand exactly what it is I need to do per time. I understand when to stop. I understand. Do you know that the ability to say no is part of the things that emotional intelligence teaches you? A lot of us can't say no. We're not taught to say no. You were taught to agree. So when your children say no, you have a problem with it. In fact, no triggers us so much. Somebody called me, hello, coach. You know, this child, you have anything I say, he will just say, no, I will not do it. No, there's a trigger that no does to us. Do you know why? How we're raised. Because we're raised to think that no is the most, in fact, that's the biggest thing any child can say to you. Why? No, I don't want to do it. we think that how can my child be disobedient? How? For us, that's the maximum. Yet we want to raise children who can speak up. We want to raise children who can manage their emotions. We want to raise children. Sometimes a child might actually see, maybe the child is not explaining to you the way you should. Why not sit back and say, why did you say no? Without getting angry. If no triggers you, there's a problem. There's a problem. There's no reason why no should trigger you. But it triggers you because of where we are coming from. Right? I've been there before, so don't get it twisted. Don't even come here and say, oh, this coach, oh, she has it all figured out. Oh, she has done it and all of that. No, no, no. The truth is that no is not disrespectful. Actually, hi cousin, my cousin is here. No is not disrespectful. Yeah, some people actually see no as a form of disrespect. That's not true. I can tell you no respectfully. I can say no, and it doesn't mean that I do not regard you or whatever. At the place where I am, imagine I can't say no. You will kill me now. That's the truth. So you must learn how to even say no is part of being emotionally intelligent. Now, the question you want to begin to ask yourself is, do I even have all of these things? Do I even have all of these things? I had said that, I'm going to share just these few skills, but my body is doing me share more. So I'm going to share more with you. Okay? So, and one of the things that you need to begin to look at, all right, is how you can begin to help your child. Now, one of the skills that is very key is developing social skills. So, and we've been talking about social skills. What are some of these social skills? Sharing, giving feedback. Do you know that giving ability to give feedback is a social skill? But when your child comes and says, Mom, no, I don't want to do this. This is because you say, how dare you? How dare you? You are triggered. The moment you receive a feedback as a parent, you're triggered. If you're constantly triggered by a feedback from your children, there is a problem. You need to deal with it. Feedbacks are key social skills. So you're constantly, your children will come back and say, hey, Mom, the way you did this, why would you even, who are you to tell me the way I did it? Who are you exactly? You need to build social skills, right? Sharing and giving feedback. Teach your children how to actually give feedback. Teach your children how to speak up when they're uncomfortable. Stop shutting your children down when they're uncomfortable. If your child is uncomfortable and you're constantly saying, why do you think you must, the child be able to speak up. All right? Saying no is not disrespectful at all. At all. Okay? Thank you so much for reiterating that. Accepting differences. That's part of social skills. Teaching your children to accept differences. Everything must not go your way. People are going to be different. Accepting that your child is not you is where it starts from. Accepting that, your child is not going to, I just want my child to do things the way it is that I do it, is a sign of parenting ego. I've said it over and again. My daughter cooks better jollof rice than I do. She's only 11, going to be 12 soon. She told me that my own style wasn't it. She wanted to try hers, and I allowed her to. It starts from parenting, accepting responsibility to actually accept differences. Respecting rights and properties, respecting people, respecting boundaries is a social skill. Teach your children how to respect boundaries. Teach your children how to respect boundaries. Very important. And this respecting boundary will mean that you also respect boundaries when it comes to your child. There's always a boundary. Every human being actually has a boundary. You must teach your children to actually do that. All right? I'm going to share the rest. There are like 20 other social skills, or what you can do with your social skills and how you can actually begin to develop them. The rest is for the content is I'm actually sharing a part of the curriculum, just small from the inner circle for you. All right, yeah, that's get the rest. Let's keep rolling. Actually, there's no time, so that's why I need to move. Another thing that you must do is to develop resilience and perseverance. Persevere. I like the way Angela Duckworth said it. Calls it grit. Grit, perseverance, and passion for long-term goals is one of the most important traits that lead to success. Research indicates that grit is more important than factors like IQ. Your children will need to understand, you need to understand grit to be able to also teach it your children. How do you help your child develop grit? All right, where that's also, this is also something that we teach in the academy. Let me move so that I also don't keep us here. You can ask all of the other questions. Okay, the next one, which is the ninth one, is that you need to give them a sense of security. Give your children a sense of security. Show them affection. Appreciate them. Treat them with respect. Acknowledge their feelings. Stop telling them, why are you getting angry? Oh, I can see that you're really upset. My daughter was telling me about someone who actually really upset her. Sometimes when your children tell you stories, it's not for correction. It's not for correction. It's actually for you to sit back and, adopt to adapt. That's what it's called in social intelligence class. Adopt to adapt. Just get into the shoes. And when she was sharing those conversations, I actually told her, I was like, are you serious? She did all of that. I was like, I can imagine how you felt. It wasn't a time for me to correct nothing. Every time is not a correction time. You must understand, when is it suitable. Your child must have a sense of security where you are. Your child must be able to share some things, be able to vent to you, and then you go back. And then you are able to I'm not saying that you cannot correct your child, please. I am saying that discipline is not an emergency. I've said this over and again. In fact, that's one of the titles of my upcoming books. Discipline is not an emergency. Don't make it one. Stop making discipline an emergency. It is actually a process that you should have, put a lot of things in before you now get to the point of discipline. If the only time you have to discipline is when, as it they hot, there's a problem with that. There's a problem with that. Your discipline, if I don't do it now, I need to, there's something wrong with that. So you shouldn't do it. So discipline is a well thought out process. Discipline is not, it's not was. It is a well thought out process because it is supposed to teach. If it's not teaching, then it's not valid. It's not an emergency, don't make it one. All right? So if your discipline isn't teaching, it's not valid. Another thing under giving your child sense of security is you must set consistent boundaries. There must be boundaries. Your children can't wake up and do whatever it is that they want. I've heard a lot of people say things like, oh, you're teaching people not to beat their children. It means that you're teaching them to just pet them and that. No, I don't have irresponsible children. I don't raise it. It's not even possible. As I'm speaking to you, almost all the teachers that we just met in this new school have joined the academy, and I'm sure some of them will be listening to me today. That's a new school that my children went to. If they are indisciplined or irresponsible, it wouldn't happen. So discipline is about creating setting consistent boundaries that work. So don't tell me that, oh, we said, oh, stop yelling and stop beating your children and parent them properly. You're saying, oh, that should be, they said we should stop beating children. The children are now becoming more useless. The children that are becoming useless are the ones you're not parenting. They're not the ones you're not hitting. The ones you're not parenting. If you don't parent your child, it is going to become like that. If your discipline isn't teaching, forget it. It's not working. Take it out. Push it out of your tools. You don't need them. All right. So when you come on social media and you say things like, oh, so that's how they said we should not beat children. Children are not beating people. They are not killing people. They are not. No, it's not because of lack of discipline. It's because of lack of an understanding of what exactly parenting should be. So a lot of children are not being raised. A lot of children are just growing. A lot of children are not growing, are just growing. So discipline is not part of my process. It's not part of my process. So don't come and tell me, oh, somebody told me how many years ago, 8 years ago, these children that you say you will not be beaten, let's see now. Let's see how they're going to be useful and all of that. That same person have come back to me to come and ask me, how are you doing it? It's not about there are skills to these things. There are skills to these things. It must be something, it's something you need to think through. So the fact that you're hitting your child doesn't make your child more responsible. Trust me, quote me anywhere. You can actually hit your child and your child will be responsible. I have seen people who have raised children who are obedient yet unskilled. Now, that's the other part. Parents who are raising obedient and unskilled children, children who have no skill at all. Yet they're obedient. Yes, ma. Yes, sir. And so when we talk about learning parenting, you say, hey, my children are very good. They don't need, those are the, you actually have a problem. If your children are just very good, there's a problem with that whole system. Oh, my children are just they're just very perfect. They've never said no to me. Oh, they've not, watch it. Are you raising a foolish virgin? I'm going to stop there. Because if I expand on this foolish virgin topic, it's only the parents in the inner circle that understand this conversation. But I'll stop there. All right, so you need to set consistent boundaries. So setting boundaries, discipline, take it through your process. What discipline is about. Stop telling me it's because, oh, they said we should not beat. So therefore, the children, if you raise a useless child, then you will be accountable for it when you answer to the God that gave them to you. Not me. You will go and account for it. So stop telling me because they told you, or anything that happens to a child online, you just see everybody, oh, they are teaching us. It's because they are teaching us all this, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, all this, don't hit your child and all of that. Is it not what they are teaching us? Oh, yeah, now, maybe they are teaching us, the thing has come and all of that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Parenting is a skill. You lack the skill, you will bonk it. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. And you can't hide anywhere. Raising responsible children is a skill. You know how to do it. And until you know how to do it, actually nothing works. You're going to be going around in circles, shouting who is telling you to be. And then you go online and take all sorts of parenting advices. Please help me. Can you get, they're going to give you the advice that is, whatever it is that you're experiencing. Seek professional help. Read books that can help you. And stop, looking for shortcuts and short corners. Join the academy. Take courses that will help you. All these shortcuts will just land you into the place that you don't want to land. All right? So, and then you must give them full attention when you're with them. Very important. I've said a bit about that. You must be approachable. You need to be approachable. That's part of securities. That's part of the security. You need to be approachable. Your children will need to be able to talk to you. Okay? Your children need to be able to talk to you. Your children need to be able to see you and approach you even when they make mistakes. If your children make mistakes and they can't talk to you, there's something still wrong. You have created a narrative that mistakes are not okay. Mistakes are normal. It's okay to make mistakes. Being vulnerable is a parenting skill that you need to actually develop to be able to teach your children that I am not perfect. So when you come with this I am perfect narrative that you bring about and say, oh no, as a parent, you need to be like this, are you kidding me? The infallibility narrative in parenting is a false narrative and should never be practiced. It's a very false narrative. That's why all of our parents came first when they were in school. Whoever came last, I just wonder. Everybody was first in the class. Come on. All right? You must remind them that you love them unconditionally. How many of us really wake up and tell our children, I love you? Somebody told me, but they know that I love them. Really? I'm going to stop there. You must be dependent and trustworthy. I've said over and again that authority is not force and control. Authority is respect, and the ability for the child to trust you. If your child can't trust you, can't respect you, you have no influence over that child, none whatsoever. Don't even think you do. That you shout like a tiger and your child listens to you doesn't mean that you actually have authority. It doesn't. Doesn't even mean that you have any form of influence over the child. The child is just afraid of you. Fear. And that doesn't take the child anywhere. Neither does it take you anywhere. Neither does it teach anything, really. So you need to begin to understand some of these things that we're sharing now to begin to help your child. All right? I need this charger. Excuse me. Um, all right. So it's important. Go and get from chairman. All right. So it's important that you take a look at all of the, sorry for that disruption. Sorry. It's important that you take a look at all of the things that you're doing. You know, how dependent are you? How trustworthy are you? How can your children really trust you with the things that are the deepest issues that they have? Can they? Or would they have to say and say, I beg, it's invalid. We shut down our children's emotions like they are invalid. Meanwhile, they actually feel these things and we tell them they can't. All right, I'm going to take questions. Is 2:51. I'm not going to be doing more than 1 hour here, right? So for the social skills, that's our core in the inner circle, and we're going to be sharing all of the other ones that we need to learn. And you can also read up. You can get books and read. If you're not in the academy, you can find books, and then read it and all of that. And you can also book a slot to take a slot and wait for 2023 because yes, we're shut down for 2022. And whatever it is that you need to do now is to register and wait for 2023. And like I said, you need to do things that would need to set you up for success. One of which is learning. Part of what we've done is to begin to, if you're also not in the academy, it's a good time for you to take the courses that are in the academy. If you're not in the inner circle program, it will help you a lot. All right. Take the emotional intelligence course, take the challenges that we're going to be hosting during the year and all of that. So again, if you join late, you can always catch replay on our YouTube channel. There's always replay here. And if you want to be part of the emotional intelligence class, if you want to be part of that course, just put course in the comment section and my team will reach out to you. And if you are watching us on YouTube and you want to be part of that class, all you need to do, if you're in the inner circle, please, your own, the inner circle fee is different from the fee that we have. All right. The fee that we have is inner circle parents always have a rebate of all the fees in the academy. All right. So if you are watching me, you can pay anywhere at all. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can look at the screen to see what you need. All right. And then you will see all of the details. If you're on YouTube, because we will not be able to respond to you, all you need to just watch on the screen and you will see all you need to do for that session. Now, part of what we're going to be doing in that session, in the emotional intelligence course session, is to teach you how you can identify your emotions, how you can build more connection with your children, how you can deal with what is it that is stopping you from connecting. Because what is stopping you from connecting is actually a thing, it's actually a program. Now, one of the things that happens to the brain is that the brain does not at any time press delete. Everything you saw as a child growing up is somewhere in your brain. When there is a trigger, it comes out. So managing that trigger is actually a big deal. Part of what we're doing in the emotional intelligence course is to be able to help you to identify your triggers. Part of what we're also going to be doing is to help you build, understand your stress level and build all of the things that you need to build to help you. It's been proven that people who have better emotional skills actually end up living longer. It's been proven. People who have better emotional skills actually end up. So there's a link between EI, social intelligence skills, emotional skills, and also getting to have a mortality. So do not take it for granted. Build this whole thing, and then the cost is 15,000 naira for early bird offer. The early bird offer is 15,000 naira. The full cost fee is 20,000 naira. Then, and this is the last time this course is airing on this, and it's a full-fledged course, runs for how many weeks, and then you're also going to get support. You're also going to get access to the emotional challenge that we did in September. That's if you were not part of it, you get access to it. You also get access to the guide. These are some of the things that also come, with the courses. There's actually a lot that you can learn, and you get 1 month support, in a group from me, and then what he would need to do. And then you can also start by getting the books. All right. So we have Connect to Correct. We have the Discipline That Works. We also have Walking Your Child Through Puberty. Puberty. It has the book and the workbook. Then we have From Yelling to Calm. From Yelling to Calm. It's now a book, so you can buy it as well. You have Resolving Sibling Rivalry. We are currently reading Resolving Sibling Rivalry in level 2. Such an amazing. It's also a way of teaching social skills as well. It's also part of it. So we're, such an amazing read, really. All right. And then we're also going to read it in the other levels. That's what we started for in level 2. And then we'll have Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro is such an interesting, way to start your sex conversations, with your children. And then we have Building Your Marriage Plan. Building Your Marriage Plan is by my husband. My husband is a marriage coach. So you can get any of these books. They are between 3,000 and 3,500 naira. Apart from Walking Your Child to Puberty, that is 6,000 naira. It comes is a 2-in-1 book, and you'll be glad that you get any of these books. Trust me. That's all I can say. All right. Somebody said, I heard you mention stress management skills, and don't think you said much about it. Please, can you throw more light on how to manage stress as a parent? And one of the ways to manage stress as a parent, you can share the link for the person who wants the book, Connect Correct. Augustine, please share the link, the seller link, so that they'll be able to get into the seller and then buy whatever book that they want to buy. Managing stress, the first thing you want to do in managing stress is managing your emotions. The moment, if you manage the stress and do not manage your emotions, it'll be like treating fever when you have malaria. It's like taking paracetamol instead of taking an anti-malaria drug. So you need to go to the root, and which is managing your emotions, your triggers, and all of that. That's the first place to start from, Ngozi. And that's a good place that you need to actually take it from. I have just 3 minutes remaining. I can't see so much talks. And remember to take screenshots and share your stories and invite your friends to join us every Tuesday at 2 p.m. This is our own give back. We might not be able to, share all of that, the process and all of that, but these are tips and hacks, okay? This will give you a trigger to even start. I remember that the parents in the inner circle will say, or a parent reached out to me and said, I used to think that when you talk about the inner circle that you were joking. I've just been 1 month. It's as if all the money I paid is complete already. As in, I need to pay you more, okay? And all of that. Iba said parenting is a skill. Yes, knowing how to parent is a skill. Please, can you share link to the books to get books? Yes, we will share the link. My team will share it and respond to you. Okay, I've heard you. So stress management, because I hope that is okay. Thank you so much, Coach, for always giving about me values money cannot buy. Oh, thank you so much, Tosin Ajala. And there's something I also say. This session will make much sense to you, especially when you're walking the journey. For the parents in the inner circle, this section because of the conversations we've had over the weeks. This session is a good build-up. So you I don't know how to explain it. You will interpret it differently when you are in the academy than when you're out. That's the truth. Okay, so it makes it a lot more easier. Yes, it makes it a lot more easier when you're already walking the journey. Okay, when you're walking the journey, it makes it easy for you to actually do a lot. How can you handle a child who doesn't listen, even if you don't shout? Why is the child not listening? That's the question you need to find out. The first thing that you need to do is to find out. Why is that child not listening. And the moment you do that, then you can now begin to solve the problem from that. All right. First time here. I'm so blessed I made it here today. Yay, Maureen said it's our first time here. I'm excited. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. I can see you guys. If you got value, please click the like button now. Click the like button. Let me see all the love signs, all the like and all of the things. Hit the like button if you got value here, and share the fire emojis. Share the fire emojis if you got value here today. And you can also share with us, what was your favorite quote in this session? What was your favorite, your greatest takeaway? And for the parents in the inner circle, of course, you know that this is just a build-up and, meet at the middle of the ground as we keep rolling. So tomorrow in the inner circle, you're going to get a video on how, from the social intelligence night, steps and all of that, build on it and all of that. And then we continue talking about the social skills that you need to build on and all of the things that you need to do. Like I said, the parents in the inner circle are able to internalize a lot of the things I said here today without, they understand it a lot more than I can even, say. So if I say like this, I'm sure those parents. So shout out to you guys. You guys are just simply amazing. All right. And please, if you're not even if you're not in the program in the inner circle, start now and start preparing to be in the inner circle for 2023. A parent said to me, Coach, every parent should actually be in this academy, every single parent. And while you're waiting, get the books, enroll for this course. Trust me, it's going to be one of the best things that you did for your parenting journey. I'm not saying it is not because it's me, but because I know that it is very relevant to you. Thank you and have an amazing day because it's 3 o'clock on the dot. I have other things to do and I need to run. Bye. See you next week, Tuesday. Remember to share this link. Remember to invite someone to this community. Let someone, tell them to subscribe. If you're not subscribed to on our YouTube channel, remember to hit the subscribe button and also remember to turn on your notification right now. Okay. Thank you so much for always joining me. All right. Remember to my mommy's teacher. That's a good one. Remember to always invite people to come and hear the same thing that you're hearing. It makes the world a lot more easier. Have an amazing day and goodbye.